And I see other people.
I'm just trying to figure out with Chef here why eggplant I don't like, with zucchini I like, and they're so similar.
Turn off. Create stage.
From Italy, this flavor is incredible. We're gonna do some swordfish with the great.
Morning, Alex. Oh, yoo-hoo. Hello, Alex. Okay, Alex is not there.
Hey, Ann, how are you?
Hey, good morning, darling. How are you?
How good, just holding on,
Okay. You know you're my baby, right?
I appreciate that.
I'm your adopted mother. Okay.
How was your night?
Well, it wasn't real good. I'm suffering with gastritis and I've got a blood clot in my leg. So
Oh,
I think I mentioned that yesterday.
yeah, no.
And I'm working on the funeral and working on the funeral here and working on the funeral in New Orleans. So it's been kind of a rough month.
I feel you, Ann. It's the weekend is almost here,
Yeah. Did you know that today was National Lazy Day?
Yes, I did.
Other
I've seen that.
than National Lion Day.
Yeah, I chose that one because I thought it was cool.
Yeah, that's real cool. I like that. I
Hey,
thank you for all your tips and help this week.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Tommy.
How you doing?
I'm
good.
doing pretty good. Did you have a good night?
I can't complain.
Okay.
The only good thing about it was that I woke up this morning and thank God I was still alive.
Amen, honey. You woke up this morning.
Got that right.
Definitely.
Yeah, you woke up this morning.
Let's just make sure all of our TVs and our cell phones are silenced. Thanks so much.
Okay. Yeah, so it's just well, good morning, Queen. Miss Queen. Unmute yourself.
Yeah, good morning. I try to be muted when I come on just in case, because I don't want to be across somebody. How's everyone?
Well, you're kind of screechy this morning.
You're going in and out, Queen.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I had to do chat.
Yeah, we can't hear
Good
you.
morning. Good morning, everybody.
Oh, hi, Miss Carolyn. How are you?
Wonderful. How are you?
Carolyn. Good morning, Carolyn. There's Diane.
Good morning, everyone. How you doing?
You in
How Miss Queen Jones?
you in a blue mood today, Diane?
Good morning.
I'm never in a blue mood.
So who's the host? Who's the host for today?
I am.
And
Oh, and the host. Okay. All right. I'm gonna see what she
I'm
got.
the host the rest of the week, and the next week is Brenda. McMahon.
Okay. I'm gonna see what she got new today, y'all. I'm gonna see what she got new today.
This
Oh,
Tuesday.
why you trying to mess with me, Queen?
Give me something new, girl. I need something new, fresh.
Why you trying to mess with me, Queen?
Wake up them other people that sleep.
Well, I'm sure that that when they hear my voice, I'm sure they're not asleep. They might be trying to put earplugs in, but they ain't asleep.
Good
I like
morning.
it.
Good morning, everybody. This
Good
is the
morning,
day the
Diane.
Lord
Morning.
made.
Good morning. Good morning,
How
Denise.
y'all?
Good morning.
Hey, Denise,
Hi. How are
Miss
you?
Miss
Good morning,
Diane, what
Thomas.
you got on your agenda for today? What good spirit you gonna bring us this morning?
I
Just
just want
tell y'all, I was gonna fuss at my nephew. He's 15. His sister has a tattoo. I don't really like tattoos,
Me either.
and so he showed me the tattoo on his arm. I couldn't be mad at the boy. Guess what the tattoo said?
what?
Hopefully it says Jesus.
God first.
Amen.
Amen.
I wasn't mad at him. I said, and it was a big, bold, I mean, capital letters. I just saw what a statement to make about your life. He's only 15.
Okay.
And he's been baptized, loved the Lord, you know, raised in a Christian family. But I was almost all upset, like, you got a tattoo? And when I looked and said God first, I said, you know what, just leave it alone. He
I
good.
can't be mad with that.
I
That's
know.
right. Wasn't upset.
If I got a tattoo, it would sure say God on it.
Amen.
But I don't like needles, so I don't like pain. So I'm
Oh,
not.
oh yeah, and
Me
no, use that no for me.
No. My daughter-in-law has them, and my granddaughters have tattoos.
Mm-mm.
The two oldest ones. I haven't seen a tattoo on my grandson, but he probably got one too, since the rest of them. My son's got they don't have like 50 million of them, but somebody told me I need to get one on my ankle. I told him, I said, there ain't enough flesh on my ankle to be going through them pain. Put nothing on my ankle, please. That is not even happening. Don't even go there.
Don't even try
I
it.
know. I just the only thing that I handled was I got this. I had two piercings, but then I just took one out, and I just have this piercing right here. And the only other thing that I would do that I possibly thought wouldn't be so crazy was getting like a nose stud, but I'm just like, no, I'm not even gonna do it. I'm going with this little piercing.
I had my nose pierced when I was younger, and this guy, he pierced it for me the old-fashioned way with the ice and the what you call them things you hang your clothes up with, clothespin.
Oh God,
He had to numb it.
Oh no, that's even sounding painful.
And you know your nose thick, and he used a sewing needle, but you gotta numb it. That's how I got my ears pierced too. My mother boyfriend pierced my ears. Back during their time, people pierced their own things.
Well, my doctor pierced mine, and I waited till I was in my 20s. I'm trying to remember if I pierced them before my son was born or after. I'm trying to remember. My mother wasn't too thrilled about me getting them pierced. I guess that's why they weren't done earlier. And all my cousins had them, and my in fact, Leah Chase gave me a pair of crosses, gold crosses, for a birthday present one year. Leah Chase of Dookie Chase restaurant in New Orleans.
Amen.
And so she gave me a pair of crosses, and I had them about a year before I got them put on my ear. And she told mommy, she said, I gave this child these expensive earrings. I want her to be wearing them. And so mommy said, okay, Miss Leah, it's okay. And so she said, you're the boss. You and mom are the boss. So when I went down in New Orleans for the summer, I came back with my ears pierced with my cross in my ear. And I had another pair that she gave me that belonged to her. And they were real pretty. And I still wear them every now and then. They're very pretty earrings. So
Oh.
And I know one thing, I wouldn't give my tongue and my lip, all that pierced. That's painful. What's that for?
God, no, Denise.
Why people got
not my navel either. I ain't doing that either.
your tongue? What you gotta get your tongue pierced for?
I have no idea.
I heard different things why they get it done, but I don't know if that's true.
But wait a minute, y'all. Y'all giving me humor because I don't understand this craziness. This is so crazy to disrupt your. Here again, y'all destroying something God made for
Right.
you all, and it's beautiful, and y'all don't appreciate it. I just don't get it. I just don't get it.
Well, I don't get it either. Only thing, like I said, the only thing I got pierced is my ears.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
And I'm not doing tattoos because that includes needles. That ain't even on my bag, honey.
But they be piercing their navel and all that when they
their tongue.
Can we get on something else, please?
Yes, we go.
Come on now. I don't want to talk about tattoos for no hour.
Well, I wasn't tattoos for an hour.
Oh gosh. Oh my goodness. Y'all
I know
hilarious.
yesterday was National Book Day. And today is National Lion Day. It's also National Lazy Day.
Well, cats and laziness go together, right, Anne?
Yeah. Well, I'm looking at one of my major lazy people I know. So.
Awesome. Well,
But I was wondering if anybody had read a good book lately, and if you belong to a book club. Okay, Diane, what book have you read?
I read Old Tom. And I read it yesterday. It's a cowboy. I read the whole book yesterday.
Oh, I know that's right, Diane.
It was just that good. It was about a little boy that his mother threw him out because she was a whore. And she told him, go find somebody to take care of you because I can't take care of you anymore. So he walked up to the stranger and he was raggedy and didn't have no shoes. It was cold outside. He was really ragged. So he asked the stranger, he said, could you be my father?
Oh my gosh.
And he said, well, why? He said, because my mother told me I had to take care of myself. And he was just 5 years old.
Oh.
So he said, well, let's go talk to your mother. So they took him back to the whorehouse, and his mother was already pregnant again and told the man he couldn't take care of it. So she signed away the boy to him and made it all legal on paper so wouldn't nobody come and say he kidnapped the boy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
gosh. He raised the boy as his own, but the little boy and him always went back to see how his mother was because they lived in the same town. And one day they went back and the mother wasn't in the whorehouse no more because the people put her out because she wouldn't pulling her weight. So they looked for the mother and couldn't find. That winter, the mother and his baby sister froze to death.
Oh my.
So the man and the little boy found them and buried them on their farm. And they were very successful. And it just was a heartbreaking story, but it's a story of success.
Oh my, that probably would have been a ball to read, Diane.
Yeah.
I couldn't stop reading. I didn't go to bed till 1 o'clock this morning.
Oh goodness.
Who's the author, Diane?
I don't know. I
Okay,
read I read on my Kindle. I read it on
Put
my
it in the
Kindle.
chat.
Oh,
Put it in the
okay.
chat, Diane.
Okay,
Okay.
we'll find out. Anybody else read a good book lately? I read a book called The Biloxi Boys.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Oh yes, I
Yeah.
heard of that.
I've been reading it for a while, and it seems like everything interferes with me reading lately. But anyhow, I'm reading the book because it says that the book is not relevant to the people that lived in Biloxi, but the stories that are in the people, the characters are very familiar to some people that live in Biloxi. So I was interested to see how it was going to wind up, because he's telling stories that are very relevant to characters, and it's interesting.
Oh my.
Does anybody belong to a book club?
I do Kindle.
Well,
No.
Come on now.
Oh my God. We are in the club on Wednesdays at 12, right, Ann?
I'm telling you.
I've been
We
reading,
all in the book club.
I've
Okay.
been reading 262 weeks straight. I've been reading 262 weeks straight.
Good.
That's
Well,
over
good for
5
you.
years. And I
Well,
read every day.
Good.
Jesus, that's like 4 years straight, Diane.
I
It's
mean,
over 5 years.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
well, I used to read a lot, but obviously I've gotten involved. I did a lot of reading during the pandemic. But after I got this iPad, I don't have time to read the newspaper.
And let me ask you, was that book about the Biloxi Boys, was that about the mafia down in Biloxi, Mississippi?
Sort of. They indicated, they never actually say that's what it is, but it was a lot of it was a lot of similarities that was involved in and it, I think he wrote it on a case of the police case that was going on, but he never really came out and said that's what it was. But you have to read it, and you kind of have to put stuff together.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Good morning, everyone. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh no. Hey,
That's
Brenda.
right,
Good morning.
Oh, hey, Brenda.
Good
Hi,
morning.
Okay,
Miss
good
Bennett.
morning.
Hello.
I
Hey,
was late for
Tawana.
class because I almost overslept.
Oh,
Well,
it's
that's
okay.
okay.
It's okay, Brenda. It's ending our jobs to get at 8:45.
Yeah.
So we you get on when you would like. So I understand.
I know, but I hate to be late.
Well,
Oh no, it's okay,
honey,
Brenda.
there are times when things don't go your way.
Because I was late.
Oh, hey,
Yeah.
hey, Gracie.
Hey,
How
Gracie.
are you?
But it is kind of based on it. And if you knew the story of this, it was people that ran a club, and they were doing it under the line of the mob. And it was very interesting. But this was actually, I don't care what he says. I know who they're talking about, because I know these people. And you just don't mention a club and then overlook it and don't, you don't tell the truth. He might not have, they might not have
Right.
known that they were being written about, but they sure were being written about. So, okay, today is, anybody else read a good book? Okay, nobody belongs to book club.
Oh,
So
hey, Ann, you like the house on Mango Street? You like that book?
Oh, I like that. I'm going to check that out, and I'm going to read that book at leisure, because I have been interrupted and I've missed some of it, but it sounds really, it's good, it's interesting, and it's telling about a time in the past and how people perceived other people,
Mhm.
and America is real crazy about how they perceive people.
Right, right. And I think the book is good because we're looking at it from a child's perspective. So you can see how they're growing up, and a lot of us can relate to most, if not all, of what occurred so far, right? With how like women are perceived, and how
Yeah,
the neighborhood is perceived by
perceive.
other people, and the different obstacles that these characters face, because nowadays and back then it's just so different.
Oh yeah, I mean, I listened to some of the people on yesterday that were talking about, I told my cousin last night. I said, evidently we grew up in a fairy tale, because people people had struggles, and I said, you hear about struggles, but yesterday my heart bled for some of you. And it just it touched me to know that your childhood was so unhappy and so full of tragedy.
But that
Right.
ain't true. You got the wrong idea. Our
No,
child, it wasn't unhappy.
I wasn't saying that
No, you
that
said
everybody, some
you
some
just said that our childhood was so sad and unhappy. Our childhood wasn't unhappy. It was just part of our life. It
I
wasn't
agree with that,
unhappy.
Diane. It
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 wasn't unhappy
mm,
because we learned from some of the things and some of the things we didn't learn from. I mean, it was fun uh trying to figure out how you gonna get to eat the next day. It was fun being outside and playing in the dirt, and that's all you had to play with. I mean, I wouldn't change my childhood for nothing.
yes,
I wouldn't
I
change.
agree with that too.
I wouldn't go back to change nothing in my life because it was a learning experience.
Hmm.
Yes, yes.
I agree with, in some aspects. Back then, even again today, like some things weren't right, and again, that was just part of growing up, and yeah, that lifelong experience. I mean, those hardships that some folks may have experienced, and again, may not be hard for all. That's what, again, like
Right.
Diane said, made you who you are today, made you
Right.
Yeah.
It
strong,
either
and
made you or broke you. It made you or broke you. I mean, because I didn't want no drugs because I knew what alcohol did to my parents.
Right.
I knew that to get somewhere, I had to work.
Hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
I experienced
mm,
welfare and I experienced working. And believe me, welfare was not no fun.
mm,
I
Okay.
see
At
that.
one time, you may not believe this, but I couldn't read. I didn't know how to read, and I was a grown woman.
That's okay.
And when I moved to Alaska, the first book I
oh.
picked up was Mandingo. And Alaska didn't have but 2 hours of TV and nothing else. So I started reading, and I couldn't even say all the words.
But you
But
read.
I right,
But you read it.
Oh
right,
yeah, I know that's
and,
right, Diane.
and I've been reading faithfully since 1971.
Okay.
And that's what just shows what, like,
That's
even a book is education at the end of the day. Like,
right.
that's
Yeah.
so somehow, way, shape, or form, you said to yourself, I need to do better, and you did.
Yeah.
You just took that book, and
Mhm.
that's like, it's like plunging into the pool for the first time from way out high up on the dive bar. You just
Yeah,
dive,
I
just like Selena did in that movie. She just dived in, and she didn't know what's going to happen, but she did it, and
right.
she's mm,
I read the Inside the Third Rank. I read Watergate. Uh, um, To Kill a Mockingbird, Gone with the Wind. Each book has a story to tell. And it took me a long time to hear the story.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You know how I related the story to y'all? At
Right.
one time, I couldn't have related the story. It's
Touche,
important.
Diane. Touche.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's important.
Touche.
I started my nieces and nephews to reading. I told them, read something every day.
Every day, read.
Even
Yeah,
if it's nothing but a paragraph,
right.
read something every day. That's how you get kids to. That's how you get kids to read.
Yes.
Give them something to read every day.
My first
I love
I
book was a
believe
prayer
uh-huh.
book. My first
Huh.
prayer, my first book was a prayer book, and that was my first experience. And I was little, and my mother taught me how to read the words of the Our Father, and so that was my first experience with a book, other than her reading to me. So books were a great part of my life too. And I'm like Diane, I was very an avid reader, but you know, you just sometimes when you're working and you're raising children, and I always tried to do what Diane said, at least read something, no matter.
And take them and take folks to libraries. I remember when I moved to DC when I was 8 years old. I remember going to MLK before it was renovated, and I remember going to all the different libraries and books. You know, for me, it was an escape. You know, because you get to put yourself in another world where things may not be as like messed up or hard, right? So it all it gives folks a different perspective, and you can really understand a lot of different cultures and become a more well-rounded individual if you learn about as much as you can, especially when you're early, because the older you get, sometimes it's harder to retain, even now. Like, that's even for a language too. Like languages are really, really, really hard to learn when you're older versus you're young. So I'm glad that DC Public Schools makes you take some language classes. But at the end of the day, that's still reading. That's still, still comprehending. And it's so important, like, to be able to read between the lines and just not books, but just conversations you have, with folks, So there's a lot of benefits, and it really puts things into perspective. So that's kind of how I learned life as a kid. So
Well,
take them to libraries.
I remember studying and going to the library, which is the Carnegie Building, which is now an AT&T store, and the offices of the DC History Building. But that used to be the Carnegie Library was the library before they built the Martin Luther King Library. And that was the library, and that was the library where I used to go and wrote many papers in there, and I was in there sometimes still closing. So I remember that library real well.
I believe in reading too, Alex. I wasn't exposed to television and stuff like that. We didn't have a TV in the house. First TV I had in my home is when I was grown and bought it myself. But I believe in the newspaper.
I know that's right.
Everything I could get my hands on, like Diane, magazines. I wanted to educate myself to what was going on outside my home. So I read ferociously. I would get books from the library. I read 5, 6, 7, 8 books a week because I wanted to sit down and talk to people and be versed in the things they were talking about. So the only way I could do it was to read because I couldn't see it. And I was, you didn't play a lot with a lot of children where you could hear stuff. So I would just read myself in the way I sat down with anybody. I could conversate with them.
That's right.
And
Books are a insight into the world.
Yes.
And you can read about anything. There are books written about almost anything and everything.
Everything.
Anything and everything. I saw a book that's on the book list and it's called How Not to Be Stupid. And I saw it, okay.
Oh, you know, them titles can be real funny.
I said I need to read this book so I can figure out why some people are stupid. But
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And books can take you to places that you never
Yes.
have been.
Right.
Right.
You can just
Yes.
travel everywhere by
That's
reading
right.
books.
And that's why I'm so happy again we have a place where we can like read together and learn together and talk about it, because everyone's going to have a different point of view from a story. They may be on side A and they might be in side B, but that's why, you know, when in school, like you learn how to like build evidence and say, here's what it said and this is what it means, which means it proves my point, or it you know, makes my point more verifiable. And then the other person can say, oh, but I saw this and this and this. So is this how is this situation supposed to play out? So that's again how you can have a conversation about something. And again, you can reflect on how it applies to your life and like what you learned from it too. So it could be a individual activity and a social activity. So books are really versatile, and it was published for a reason. So that and it's also really important that you read like more than just one book on a certain topic, right? Because again, you want to have different perspectives.
Right.
So because it's never good just to take something from one thing and run with it, because there's 9 billion people in the world. So you know, it's good to see the different opinions, and then you can make a decision on which you believe in and what you got from each person. And it's not bad to go and look at the other person's perspective and agree with some points with them, because that's how we come together as folks, right? Because you know,
right.
So,
I think this topic this morning is a good subject. I did deliver iPad to an author, this gentleman who's raising his own voice. The name of his book is A Letter to My Son, something about prayer. So I don't quite remember this guy's name, but I'm pretty sure as he just got his iPad. I'm pretty sure you guys get a chance to meet him. Awesome man who taken over the responsibility. The baby's mom wasn't responsible, so he took on the lead. And one was like an arm baby, and the other kid, maybe by now the one is like 4 and maybe 10 or something. But we'll get a chance to meet him. I do more reading of Bible now than books. And my sister wrote a book. It's called No One Can Tell Your Story. And she wrote it in her 60s. And then my husband used to read all the time. I mean, he could read a novel with that. I think he could have 1 million pages. He could read it, but he was a speed reader. Like he'd go through a chapter. He didn't have to read every line. He could skim through and get what it means and be able to articulate what he read to you like immediately. So anyway, and I don't read as much as I should. I probably should start, but this is a good topic, and I'm loving it.
Yes, yes.
I love books, and when I saw it, but we got on to another topic and we never got off of it, and I said I'd save it for today. And I just thought that I was wondering if there was anybody on here that had a book club or would be interested in joining a book club or starting a book club and reading a book and discussing it. And that was just something I threw out this morning. And so, we can move on to another subject and talk.
Abby, before you go further, wouldn't it be nice for the iPad program to start a book club?
Yeah,
I would love to join it if you guys started.
No, we already have a lunch club session where we've been reading a book. So so we already have our own book club. Of course, if you want to do it amongst yourselves and start another book, then let's go for it. So
I just didn't know it. Thank you.
Yeah, so just really quick again, I noticed we have some newcomers on to the morning talk show. So again, let's just thank everyone coming on and Anne for moderating with us. The whole point of this show is to start your day with a smile. When you tune into our vibrant and energetic talk show. That ain't no lie, right?
Right,
Join our
right.
enthusiastic hosts as they dive into the world of entertainment, music, health, and more, setting the perfect tone for an exciting day ahead. So it's good to, talk and, maybe get our, not frustrations, but get whatever is in our head to, out
Right.
there and to,
Yeah.
hear everyone else on the opinion on that matter. So it's good to, not be so overwhelmed in your head because, mental
Right.
health is
Yeah.
real important. So I like that. And we have been discussing so many different topics and I'm enjoying it with Anne because I didn't know she was coming up with the book club. She's just doing the thing and she's doing it real well. So
Yeah.
I really enjoy
Well,
hosting this with Anne.
I want to make a comment about your background that you've got up this morning. Today is National Lion Day. Now, I don't know that much about lions except that I want to see them in a cage or far away. I don't know how anybody else feels about the lion, but I think they're a beautiful animal, and I'm glad they're over there in the jungle or in that zoo. Okay.
And
I
sure wish I had
one.
That's my son, Leo the Lion.
I sure wish I had one.
I'm on two devices. Yeah, I'm on two devices, Brenda. So look from me from my other device. But yeah, it's today is National Lion Day. Now you're the king of the dessert, Denise, because you need to stop playing with your background.
Oh, I see it.
I mean, really?
Right? Okay. I know, right?
I think I gained 5 pounds just looking at the food that you have. I don't even have to eat that stuff. You can have stuff.
But speaking of lions, I guess I don't know. Anne, does everyone want to say what their favorite animal is and what they like about them?
I'm a star because I am a Leo. And they say that's my zodiac sign is the lion. I'm king of the horoscope. I'm king of the jungle.
You are Leo, Denise.
King of the jungle.
Yeah.
Okay, Brenda, what's your favorite animal?
My Drew.
Say that again, Brenda.
My little boy, his name is Drew.
Oh, you're so silly.
My granddaughter calls him the Drew.
Oh God.
The Drew.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I'm cracking up.
Well, mine's are too, Brenda. My two cats. Yeah. I love
Anybody else have another pet, a dog?
I have a dog.
Yes.
Well, no, he died. Well, look, I've had
goodness.
several dogs, but they passed away. But dogs are my favorite. I love my dog. I just love. I just love the dog.
What was your favorite thing to do with your dogs?
Well, my favorite thing was to walk because when I walked in the neighborhood with the dog, I saw people, and I saw more people than I see sitting at home now.
Yeah.
And I saw people and I chatted, and they were the same people every day mostly. And you chatted with them and you said good morning and how's your dog? You make conversation with a lot of people.
Yeah, plus you get
I like that
exercise.
You get the exercise too.
And then you get the exercise too.
Right.
That was my favorite thing to do, was to walk the dog. I didn't always want to walk them. I didn't always feel like walking them.
But I never mentioned too that I had a hamster.
Oh, you had a hamster.
Yeah, and all the cats want to get to them, but they friends.
Oh my God.
They kiss each other at the cage. But he wanted a dwarf one. He's a dwarf hamster. He's a dwarf hamster. He don't get real big.
Well, I had a classroom and I had a rabbit, 2 gerbils, and
oh my gosh,
a hamster, and I used to have to haul them up, but I made a deal with the guy who was the custodian.
Yeah.
And he would go in and put the heater on in my room when he left on Friday night. and he would do me a favor about. So they gave me a key so I could go and check on him on Saturday and Sunday. I could go in the back door and cut the alarm off, and so because they said I had a zoo at my room, but the kids loved it.
But
And
kids love
my rabbit lived a long time because he went with one of my students when I got rid of the animals. And there was that rabbit lived, oh God, he must have lived about 30 years. And they never
What?
seen rabbit. Yeah, this rabbit lived for a long time.
Oh my goodness.
And he went to live with somebody else and came back to live with me. And like Denise said, the rabbit and the cat got along fine.
But look, y'all, they be waiting for him to come out that cage because his name Mason. They be like, yeah, we friends now. But you come out that cage, you're gonna be a better boy.
Anybody else have a pet other than
I have a cat. And I have a
Hi,
cat.
Miss Bennett.
I
Hello.
had 4 ferrets.
Ferrets?
Oh,
Oh my
yeah.
goodness.
Okay, I have
My
one of them
mom
too.
used to have them.
They don't live too long. Not
I
like
know.
dogs and
Yeah,
cats.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I that's when I finally got my sweet pea. And like I said, sweet pea was with me for 13 years. And I'm now debating whether or not I want to get another cat.
You should.
I think the cat will outlive me because I'm up there in years. Sweet pea was 13 years old when we had to put him down. But
But they good company. Get
Yeah,
your
they
Oh,
are good
yeah.
company. But I
Yeah.
waited a few months, Thomas, but get yourself another cat. They're
Yeah.
but he had
Yeah,
one bad habit.
please. They very
what was that, Thomas?
He had one bad habit. He would catch a mouse and put it in my bed.
Oh,
Oh.
Really? You know why?
Yeah,
'Cause
now,
they be wanting you to be happy that they caught
Well,
it.
that,
Yeah.
they wanted me to
that's
see
what.
it.
They
Yeah,
want to show you
Yeah.
like, hey, I
He
did
wanted me to
something
know
for
I'm
you.
doing my
Yeah,
job.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Look
If my
what I did for you.
I
Yeah.
think I'm
Anybody have a bird?
Yeah, I was just about to
I
ask that. And did anyone have a bird in there?
I don't have one now, but I had a number of them.
you need a chip.
Unfortunately,
Who know about the animal years? Know about the animals year. If
Hey, Tawana. How are
hi,
you?
honey. How's everybody?
Hi.
Hello.
Hey, Tawana.
How you doing? Nice to see and hear from you all.
Hello.
But I have
Glad
a
to see
question,
you.
Alex. If my cat's 7 years old, that's how long I had Phil. See him up there?
yeah,
Uh-huh.
49
beautiful,
years
yeah.
old and cat like.
So he's 6, so that makes him how old?
You said 6
42.
or
42.
42.
Yeah,
42
My
years
baby
old.
is
7 years,
42 years
31.
old.
Yeah, you just multiply it by 7. Same thing
That's
for
7.
dogs.
Oh,
Yeah. So if your
Oh,
cat is 1 year old, it's like
that's
it's
7
7.
years old.
But
Mhm.
if it's 2 years old in real time, it's 14 in their time. So
Mhm.
they grow up
so
so
my
fast.
baby getting
right?
old then. But he's a very smart cat because he don't tear up my furniture. I teaches him how to do tricks. Somebody knocks on that door. He lets me know he goes to that door. But the people in my building calls him Holyfield because every time my neighbor
Calls him
bring
what?
her cat over here to let Phil be her cat, he smacks him. He smacks every last one of her, and he attacked her dog because he came in here.
Oh Lord, territory.
But that's
right.
Is that what that is?
Grace.
That
Yeah.
territory. He's coming on that territory.
Yeah, cats are very territorial,
Yes.
especially
So when
if they.
I don't get it. I go to bed at night. He sits at the foot of the bed and watches everything in the living room. He kept coming to get me. Didn't want to get out the bed. So the third time he came and got me, I said, let me see what this cat wants. I goes out in the kitchen to see what's wrong. My dishwasher was leaking water everywhere.
Oh my God.
Oh my
And
God.
So he
Oh.
was telling me something was wrong. That's how
Uh-huh.
I learned him. I locked my grandson out on the balcony. I didn't know he was out there.
Oh my
So he
God.
kept coming, and I went to bed. I locked my house and went to bed. So he kept coming in there. Meow, meow. Go ahead, Phil. Come back again. Meow, meow. So by the time I get up to see what he want, my grandson was tapping on the window. I said, little man, I am so sorry. I ain't knew you was out
That's a
there.
smart. That's a smart cat.
That's a smart
He's
cat.
very smart, but see,
Yeah.
if he want to eat, he had to raise up and touch his bowl before he can eat. I runs him around the house. He get good exercise. He's a very healthy cat, and he doesn't eat table food.
All right.
This,
I can't give
this
him
cat-
table food.
the cat Kitty Pie doesn't eat any my other cats always like a tuna or fish or chicken, you know, and now
Yeah,
my grandmother used to eat a lot of veal.
but I try to get Phil tuna and stuff like that. One time goes, if I go to the food bank and they give you that off-brand tuna, I would try to put it in his bowl,
He won't
but
touch
he'll
it.
suck up the juice, but he will not eat that tuna.
Oh
My cat
my.
is the
She
same.
Not
not-
top grade. He knows top grade.
He will
Yeah,
not eat the tuna.
that cat want that Michelin star tuna, okay?
Yes.
I ain't got time to be giving him no human food.
Well, you know what? All cats have different personalities. So they're,
Oh yes.
Like
they're like
people.
people. They
Yeah,
they
but-
have different
all
personalities.
people.
They like different things. They do. Yeah, they do.
Some cats
I
act
need,
like dogs. Huh?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Brenda.
Oh, I just wanted to share my good news.
Oh, what's
Yes.
your, oh, okay. What's your good
My
news, Brenda?
refrigerator is working.
Wait, wait.
The part
Brenda, when did it go
yesterday.
out? Hold on. When did your fridge go out, Brenda?
It went out.
Brenda, what happened?
Brenda.
The refrigerator part didn't cool. The freezer worked, but the refrigerator part didn't cool. So he ordered the part. He put it in yesterday. So he said it's going to take a while for it to cool off, and it did, and it works perfectly. So I got a refrigerator in my living room for sale. I got to get rid of that one.
God. Oh wait, hold on. How'd you cook yesterday?
Well, I had to run back from the living room. Run back and forth from the living room, get the stuff out. But yeah, it worked out. It worked out fine.
Well,
Yeah,
Brenda,
that's good. I'm so happy
Brenda,
for you because I know what
Brenda-
it's like to be without a refrigerator not
I
working.
know it.
Brenda, to know that nothing spoils in the refrigerator, I'll test what you cook.
Okay. Okay,
No.
Diane.
No. So do y'all remember?
I love you every
do y'all
Yeah.
remember in 2010 when that heat wave hit DC and I was out of power for like 4 or 5 days.
Yes.
Man, when I tell you we just went grocery shopping, literally like 2 carts full of food, and we got into our plate, and the fridge was out. So I was eating ice cream for like 4 days straight because it was so hot. It was like 95, 99 degrees.
Yeah,
It was
I
HE
remember
double
that.
hockey stick. So it was crazy.
Yeah.
Well,
She had to
next
eat
time what you
everything.
do, take your ice tray, make your smoothie, and pour it in your ice tray.
So why I like your hair?
Thank you.
I know, me too, Tawana. That's
Yes,
Yeah,
cute.
that's real pretty.
And it's not coming out no time soon. My daughter had it done for my birthday.
Oh, that's pretty. I like
Yeah,
that.
it looks gorgeous.
Hey, y'all.
Thank you.
What
It's,
y'all
it's a
think?
month old.
What y'all think about the people out there in Alexander, Virginia? They have no water or no air.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
it's gonna be
Alexander,
hot this
Virginia, and it's a
weekend.
big high-rise apartment building. I
Yeah.
think they hold 400 some people in the building.
Mhm.
Wow.
The
I heard
water.
yesterday. I was listening
Yeah,
to
they
it on.
been.
I didn't hear
Now it
about
went out
that.
because of the storm.
No,
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a busted
no,
pipe or something.
one of the pipes
Yeah,
busted.
pipe. Yeah, three
Oh,
Yeah.
different
oh, is
places.
that
Pipe,
what, oh,
pipes
okay,
in the
because
ground.
some of those people don't have any electricity in Maryland either, and Bowie that had that they didn't have any electricity for a couple of days.
But these people don't have no water or no electric.
Yeah, they
I
say
think
they
I
put
heard
They
about that
bottled
one. Yeah.
water.
Yeah, they
I
got
have
people
an
now.
educational question.
What's
Uh-huh.
that?
Uh-huh.
So we all know that right now we're doing all tech, everything is going to be technology, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Now the schools, see right now, I've been reading books. I got plenty of books right here. I've been reading. I can't even put them down. But I had to get
No,
out
that's
of it
right.
because they're not teaching elementary schools to teach those kids. They took cursive writing out of school.
Thank
Oh
you.
yeah.
Thank
Oh yeah.
Oh,
It was still I was in elementary school in the like early mid 2000s. I learned how to do cursive. I do write cursive. Sometimes it's kind of half cursive, half print for me. But yeah, I had the book where you followed the line and then you did it yourself and you go through the whole alphabet and then you'd be writing sentences. So
that's what I'm
I'm
doing to the young kids in my family, from
That's
blind
I'm
to the
teaching.
mirror. I'm
Yes.
trying to
I'm
teach them how
teaching.
to
I'm
write
teaching
cursive.
my aide because she's signing her initials and some kind of weird looking thing, signature. And I said, well, I guess they will know that it's you because there ain't nobody else can write that scribble. But
Maybe, but because the guy came over here and he wanted to leave a note for the lady across the street. I said, well, I'll give it to her. Somehow we got on this conversation about kids in school. He said, they can't read cursive or whatever. His 9-year-old grandson was in the car. I said, no, I have to see this for myself. Give me the letter. I told the dude, I said, Brian, read this. So he know his address and stuff up there, and he skipped the 3 lines and got to the bottom and said, I said, no. Read those 3 lines right there. That's in cursive. He said, I can't read that.
That's sad. That's sad.
And this boy was 9 years old. Okay, his grandson was 9 years. That kind of did something to me.
I know it did.
But they took that out years ago. That's
Yeah,
But
it-
how is this
yeah.
kid? Okay, technology is at a point now where you don't have to really too much sign for something. Some places that you go, you have to sign a receipt.
Right.
Places that you. So what are they? When they get grown, what are they going to do? Put an X?
You're right.
Well, that's what some of them are
print
doing.
it, and they don't want to print it. They want you to sign his signature. They want you to write that name.
I mean, we still have email, right? We learn it. We still, we have email, and it's great. It's, to send messages, at an instant. But some things still require like a physical signature, like or like a notarized document, and the packages still need to be sent out.
They require something to be mailed.
Yeah.
They're doing away with cards and stuff, but I've been fighting this for years, and I'm glad you brought this up because somebody told me, well, you don't, as long as you can print your name. I said, yeah, but I'm used to writing cursive. It's hard for me to write a grocery list for the girls to go to the store because they can't read cursive. I have made the list and forgot all about printing it and have to go back and print a list again.
See. So yeah, I'm on the mirror and not Jay. So when she gets out of cheerleading, they comes here on Saturdays and Sundays. So when they come here Saturdays and Sundays, we in books. You're going to learn this cursive. I have to teach them that.
Yeah, I got my grandson to sign his.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
Somebody.
My son can write his name, but it's atrocious. But I'm working.
I told my daughter about it. So she's on it. I told her about it.
Y'all, the parents should be in the schools protecting what they are learning. I mean, we can't be the parents who have school-age children should all be there protected at the PTA meetings. They should go talk to the teachers. They,
Mhm.
these parents got to get off their rear ends and
being
get to
so
this
many
school.
that.
Yes, ma'am.
But
Yes,
I
they
wonder
does.
what was the thinking for them to even take the cursive out in the first place? What were they thinking about? What's that rationale?
Exactly.
It
Please
wasn't,
somebody answer
it's
that.
just,
Yes.
just like teaching math and you gotta take it from this man. What happened to just simple adding and subtracting?
Yeah.
Okay, I got another one for you. Why would you put sex
need to
education?
know
Because you
how
don't want your kids to
in
go
the
with
night,
gay
and how
kids.
much I can subtract out that account.
Yes.
Right.
No, that's not fair, man. And the economy is not right that you want to put sex education in school because you don't want your child in the mix of whether they can't make up their mind whether they want to be gay or straight. But you can put that in school and take out cursive.
Cursive,
And prayer.
So
and prayer.
so what I think on that topic.
The school system went to hell in a handbasket.
Yes.
So what I think again, so I definitely agree, you know, in some aspects, you know, it's just whoever's in charge who's making these decisions, they're not thinking about like the impact. I do agree,
Right.
like I think in like high schools that I think we do need sex education because you know, there are kids out here becoming,
Right.
younger parents when, you know,
Yes.
that is not conducive to their growth as in, you know, individuals. So like we need that, like in some
I got
aspects
a
we do
question.
need that.
Yes.
I
And
got
But
a
it's what you
question.
teach it.
Okay,
Who-
this is gonna be good. Diane got a question.
It's gonna be funny. Who in the heck you ever know had sex and say they didn't want it anymore?
Oh goodness. I mean,
I knew you were gonna
it's
ask
a
that.
humanly, it's
Diane,
a human.
I know
I
that
knew
you
you answer
gonna
that.
bring up stuff funny.
I think it's
Oh,
just
goodness
important.
gracious.
I'd
What
rather
kind-
learn it in school and then, you know, actually have that than just do
do
random
you-
things, you know? So
Do you think that these kids are learning sex education? Sex education in school don't mean nothing to these kids. These
No, it
kids,
don't.
these
They
kids are
probably can
having
teach their own course.
these
No,
kids
they
are
don't.
having sex before they even go to school.
Right,
Come
Yeah.
on now.
And I'm talking about, come on, you get pregnant at 12 years old.
right.
I mean,
Right. And you
mm-mm.
can, come on now. I mean, adults are doing things backwards.
Thank you.
They are doing
Mm.
things backwards. If you don't have control of your child and talk to your child about everything,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes.
everything.
Also,
Now,
it's how
if you have a fast child, if say for instance, I had a little girl and you have a boy, they get in a room by themselves, they gonna try something. What are we, stupid? Come on now. They're children. They're inquisitive.
well.
Mm.
I mean, sex education, they need to throw sex education out and let these parents teach them at home if they take up the time to do it.
Exactly. Well, you know, kids watch what we do and not what we say. So we got
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I
Watch
think it should be. I think when I was in school, when I was, you know, I had to take a PE class and I had to take a health class. So in that health class, I learned about like food and nutrition and like your body and how to take care of your body. And then sex education was a part. It wasn't a huge part, but that was just like a unit. So I feel
Right.
like it needs to be both the school and the parent. It needs to be both persons giving that information because
Right.
when the kid comes back from school, you know,
Right.
you talk to your kids about what they learned and what they thought of the material and how you could put your thoughts and your experiences into either say cool, just keep on remembering that, or maybe not so because everyone's going to teach it differently. It depends on where you're at,
Mhm.
what's going on in the world. So it's been taught differently nowadays because it's not such a taboo topic as it was before, you know, like
Right.
it's like people thought it was not disgusting, you know, in that way.
Mhm.
So, but now it's like, you know, hey, it's just part of being a human, right? That's what, you know,
Right.
so,
But I believe, but for me, I believe if the kids out here and things they doing now, the parents should be, you know, taught for what your child doing, because the parents know what their children out here doing. Okay, just
Exactly.
like for example, you want the government to take care of everything going on in your children's life, your life, because like child support, why do the fathers, you want the government to tell you take care of your own child? And then you go through all these channels and then you're getting mad, you gotta go to jail for it, blah, blah, blah. Okay, the parents, they should be reliable for their children that's out here doing these crimes. And I bet you they'll cut back then, they'll talk to them children or they'll do something. Because if they gonna go to
They're gonna have
jail,
to do
You
something.
spend a night in
like the
jail,
man gotta
believe
go
me,
to jail for
you gonna
child
go home and
support.
whip somebody's butt.
Yeah, like the man gotta go to jail for child support. The
Oh,
parent gotta go too
wait,
for not taking care of your children.
well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. We
You don't
gotta
want the
stop.
government.
We gotta stop putting it all on the man. He can't make
No,
a
I
child.
say, well,
He
women
can't
too.
make a child without your help and my help.
Right.
Exactly.
Come on
if,
now.
Yeah,
if there
That's what
if
I'm
there is
saying.
both,
But
if there is
And
both the mother
but I'm
and the
saying the
not
father in
only
the
child
that,
support.
picture,
not
But
only that, we
And even if it's a test tube baby, you still got to be responsible for
but
it.
I'm
'Cause
saying you
it's still
still, even the man shouldn't want the government to tell you take care of your own child. You know, then you go get locked up. How you
how
gonna take care of your child if you
how
locked up?
is it? You first of all, excuse me. What is a man?
Right.
What is a man? What in your eyes constitute a good man?
Yeah,
mm,
I know.
Have I got too
Caring,
deep? Have I got too
You
deep?
absolutely
could be a
caring.
man
Tell them,
yeah,
at that
Diane.
age,
Um,
but
yeah.
Tell them,
you
Diane.
know,
What I'm
That,
saying is, every man and every woman is not a man and a woman. And
that's
I'm
right.
not
mhm,
talking. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
talking about gay or nothing like that.
I know what you're talking about.
I'm
yeah, I
not
know what
talking
you're
about
saying.
that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about accepting responsibility.
Stability.
Get up
mhm,
and
Diane.
go do a job. See that your children's fed. See that you have prayer in the home. See that you sit down to dinner and talk things over. See that they go to the church. See that they have something to do. Watch what they're looking at. Watch what they're reading. Talk to their friends. Know who their friends' parents are. That constitutes being a responsible
Responsible
man
parent.
and
But
Yes.
you
woman.
know,
mm,
Diane, this,
Thank
but
you, thank
Diane,
you,
this
thank
is
you, thank
coming.
you, thank you.
mm,
But
mm,
Diane, all
mm.
this stuff going on there is coming from younger generations.
Yes.
You know,
That
it's
still
not
don't.
Mm.
coming,
That
From
still
There's
That's
don't.
still,
16
if
and
you,
from
if you,
16
I
to
and
don't.
they
21.
that
I
and
still
don't care
doesn't
how
release
old.
you from being responsible.
Right.
If
I
you're
still don't.
responsible enough to pick up a gun and
but
go
they
shoot somebody and you're 9 years old, where is the parent's responsibility?
well,
Yes.
she's out there. She knows her son doing.
She out there
Like,
doing her thing. She
she
ain't
do
worried about them
things with
kids.
her child. She
And
do things with
if she
them.
Well,
wasn't running from man to man, making a
But
baby and have 5 different
well,
fathers
that's what
with
they
5
That's
doing.
why they
did,
need
What
Them
they
girls
doing?
out
education.
there is not long as they
didn't
get
I
them
say
kids out
what
their
So
makes
that
a
they
man
eyesight
can.
and
and do
what
what they
makes
So
a
they
want to
won't
woman?
do,
have
they
One,
not
children.
one,
worried
one,
about it.
one at a
And that's
time.
why
One
they
at a time,
doing
you
what they
all.
doing out here.
we got excited. I know that.
I know.
But
I,
that's what.
I know. It's a
Excuse
very
me.
loaded topic because we just got to do better. There's a difference between being a child and being an adult, and that's like y'all said, having those responsibilities and actually going through them. Because when you're a kid, you learn about getting an education, you learn about life, you learning about all of that good stuff. When you're an adult, you're using all the stuff that you learned as a kid to be able to function and be able to take care of yourself. Because at the end of the day, you only have you at the end of the day. You might have your family, but it's really on to you to really better your life and what you want to do with your life. It's in your mind, and it's in that's you got to really figure out your purpose and such. So definitely there's differences. All men are not men, and all women are not women, and we got to encourage those and help ones that may have not had to been able to get all of that experience, and we got to just again lend them a hand and just give them that knowledge or that advice, because one conversation with somebody can really change their perspective, you know, especially
That's
if
right.
they're really at rock bottom. You know, that one conversation can really put a light in folks and be able to
Alex,
do better.
Alex, I like your conversation, but I think you are a little naive. And by that I mean, you have to go in the ghetto
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
see these different people in these different families
Yeah, Diane.
and see how they live and react.
Yeah.
It's a dog eat dog world.
Dog
in the
world.
Of
ghetto.
course. Oh, I know it's a dog eat dog.
They have
but
no
see-
respect at all.
No,
Right.
none.
That's
Uh,
why, you know, to me what you talking, Alex, is hogwash. Because you're seeing it from a point of view that's not black.
Yeah.
And I can't explain it no better than that, Alex. No offense.
no offense.
I understand what you're saying. What I can say is I had to learn from a very young age again how to survive in this world. And lately, I've been in DC since I've been 8 years old, and I've been all parts of DC, and I've experienced A to Z. You know, so I've experienced a lot of different people, and that's how I've learned to get the good from folks, and and look at the things to avoid. You know, because especially when you're on your own, no one's going to give you, a silver platter with everything that you want, right? So
Right.
all I'm saying is I know what the difference between someone that, it actually has goals and has purpose and wants to do better versus someone that is, where their priorities are not where they need to be and they're, just distracting themselves. So I've seen both ends of the spectrum, and I'm just learning from that.
Well, like we said a couple days ago, and I think Brenda said it in a parable. She said, "Until you know better, you can't do better.
Do better.
Right.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
once you know better, you can do better."
do better.
You can do better. Yeah.
And
Certainly.
so
Right.
many,
That's
so
what Brenda said.
many families, and I'm talking about grown people too,
Uh-huh.
don't know no better than what they're doing. They
That's
doing
right.
the best
Yeah.
they can with
Because
what
they-
they have.
That's right.
Well, I
And-
was just paraphrasing Maya Angelou. That was her phrase. So
Yeah.
and I thought it was great. But I
And
have
that-
another one too.
I
Okay,
need one.
okay. Okay. It is.
Here we go.
Okay,
It
this
is
one
about to be that
says,
time.
Here we
So
go.
hold up, bro. So we're gonna have your quote, okay? And then I have a video to show you all to end our morning session. But I really love the conversation we had today. I just wanted to let y'all know that, and let's thank Ann for coming up with these
Thank
different.
you,
We went
Ann.
from animals
Yeah.
to food to
Good
cats
job,
to
Ann.
everything.
Thank
So
you.
it's good. So
Good job.
so
Thank
again,
you, everybody.
yeah.
Love
So
you.
go ahead, Brenda, and then after that
Okay.
we'll play the video.
Okay. It says, never stop learning because life never stops teaching.
That's right.
Mm.
That's right. Amen on that.
And that just ties into what we've been talking about.
Yes,
So
exactly.
I love it.
Yes,
I love it.
does.
And the
So-
school system needs to go back to teaching home economics and having classes to teach people how to be electricians, plumbers, and those kind
Yeah.
of
You
things.
need some
Because
sick of you
Go
that
back to
can.
teaching shops and
Mm.
all that.
they just got to start helping people to get a job. And if they have
Mhm.
something they can learn and do, then they need to start helping these kids and stop
Yeah.
all
Yeah,
this
put
stupid
school back in
foolishness.
manual. That's what they need
That's
to do.
right. Mhm.
Yes.
Put
So
it back
thank you.
manually.
Yes, thank you. So thank you so much. So some of you may have seen this video before, but Miss Durbin Washington sent me a video of her anniversary, and I thought it was just so
we
adorable.
saw it. It
She
was
wanted,
beautiful.
she wanted me to share. I didn't know that Teresa shared it, but in case any of you have not seeing it, I just thought it made me cry. I'm not even gonna lie.
It's
But
a beautiful
it's
story.
so cute. So let's just watch it. I love the music, the little captions. So it was real sweet. So I wanted to show it as well. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So many nights I'd sit by my window, waiting for someone to sing me his song. So many dreams I kept deep inside me, alone in the dark, but now you've come along and you light up my life. You give me hope to carry on. You light up my days.
Oh, it's so sweet.
My nights with song, rolling at sea, adrift on the water. Could it be finally I'm turning for home? Finally a chance to say, hey, I love you. Never again to be all alone with you. Light up my life. You give me hope to carry on.
Are you singing, baby?
Light up my days and fill my nights with song. 'Cause you light up my life. You give me hope to carry on. You light up my days and fill my nights with song. It can't be wrong when it feels so right. 'Cause you light up my
That was beautiful.
And that's what
I think
better
So
or for
beautiful.
better or for worse is all about.
To
Oh
me,
yeah, that was so. And we just gotta thank Teresa for sending us this. It
to me,
was
that was the
so
last.
cute.
To me,
So
that
cute.
was
I
the
love
Alex,
it.
last
thank you
I
so
was
much.
about.
That's what
Miss
love looks
Washington.
like.
That
Hello.
was so beautiful. That was so beautiful, Teresa. I love it.
Yes,
I
it
love it
was.
too. Yes, it was.
Thank
I'm
you
up
so
here
much.
wiping my eyes.
Thank you so
It,
much.
it brought tears to
Beautiful,
my eyes.
beautiful,
You were
beautiful.
right. Yeah.
I'm telling you, that's what love looks like.
Yeah.
For better or for worse, for the good times and the bad
Yes,
times and
yes.
whatever. You know, people don't do that anymore. But
Mm-mm.
And sickness and in health,
that's
You
right.
can
Mm.
definitely remember our
Good and bad.
Yes, Teresa. Oh, thank you for thank you for sharing that with us. I know it was shared, but I wanted to share it as well this morning.
That
So
was
I love
beautiful.
it.
Yes.
Thank
That
you for
was
doing
good,
it. I was
beautiful.
looking for it yesterday
Yeah.
because you said you would share it yesterday. I didn't see it. I said, well, maybe, you just got, the schedule got too full. But this is a wonderful surprise because I didn't expect it today. It's a
Okay.
wonderful surprise.
Well,
And,
and we wish
But
you many,
Teresa,
many more happy years together.
oh, thank you so much. I
do
appreciate it.
do your
God bless
husband
you
That
all.
was
do your
so
husband know
beautiful.
you, Teresa?
Yeah, he remembers me, but he doesn't remember most of the children.
Yeah, we
Uh,
think that.
Okay.
Okay.
And he knows his
Oh,
caregiver. He knows his caregiver. As a matter of
Oh,
fact, his caregiver, this day caregiver, is the one who put that together and gave it to us
Oh,
as
okay.
as anniversary gift.
oh, that was so sweet.
That's beautiful.
I
That's
mean,
beautiful.
our caregivers give us a lot of sometimes we get a good one and sometimes we get a bad one, and we have to bless the ones that we got that are good.
Yeah.
That reminds me of me and my husband, Teresa.
Oh,
He
really?
had a
oh,
he had a
That's
massive
good.
stroke, and I used to be in the nursing home. I'd be right there with him, and he just, it was like a baby, but I guess he knew me because he couldn't talk no more. But
Yeah,
when he
yeah,
see me, I guess I brighten his day up,
Yeah,
yeah.
you do.
and that's when I saw that I got a little emotional.
Right.
You do.
I'm glad it could
it's
bring back a good
me
Understandable.
memory. Yeah.
too.
Understandable.
Because when
It
he
was so
It
sweet.
brought back what I'm
when he
going through.
passed,
Uh-huh.
the doctors say, well, nothing else we could do. So I had to be in the room with him. And he liked Westerns, so I turned the Westerns on, let him look at it.
That was good.
I
That
was
was
holding his
good.
hand, and the doctor said, okay, you hear the countdown. And the
Yeah.
countdown was just going down, down, down until it came to the end, and he had tears running down his face. I guess he could hear,
Right. Hearing
Mm-hmm.
is the
Yeah.
last thing that
couldn't
leaves.
talk
Hearing
to
is the
tell
first thing
me.
you get and the last thing that leaves. So it's
Yeah,
good you
Teresa.
continue to talk to him and you played that for him because he
Yeah,
could hear it, even though he couldn't
yeah,
respond.
Yeah.
And,
right. But
yeah.
it did
Teresa,
remind
Teresa,
me.
I'd like to say, may God continue to bless your union.
Yeah,
Thank you. And I absolutely love
Amen.
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 that was beautiful. You're so
That was
devoted.
yes,
We
it
are blessed.
made me
We
have
are
many
truly
more
blessed.
happy memories. Even
Mhm.
though he
Thank you.
knows that you're there, and he knows that you're giving him
Yeah,
all
he
the love that
recognized
you can.
me. Yeah, and we still do things together, as you can see in the
Yeah.
film. We
That's
still do
good.
things
That's
together.
good.
I know that's right, Teresa. I know
Yeah,
that's right. Oh
Yeah.
well, it is about 5 after, so. But Teresa, we were busy yesterday. We was getting, I was like, oh shoot, I meant to show it, but I'm glad I showed it today, and you were on
I
this
am.
morning. So
Yeah.
I'm glad everything is well. Sure, I'm glad you're on. It's so nice to see you. So that just makes our day. So
Yeah,
I
thank you
really
so much.
It
I'm
sure
glad you
made
enjoyed
mine.
it.
Yeah.
And if it brought back
yes.
a memory, from your parents or from your relationship, then that's a plus. Thank you so
That's
much
true.
for doing it, Alex.
Yes. So thank you.
Right there.
Let's thank Anne for moderating today again.
Thank
For
you,
everyone
Anne.
participating.
Thank you,
Yes,
Ann.
you,
Ann.
thank you
Yes.
Thank
for
you very
letting
much.
thank you for
Yes.
letting me
Yes.
into your home early in the morning and into
Oh,
your and
Yes. So don't
read the
today
chat.
is also National Lazy Day, so I give you all permission to have a lazy afternoon if you would like.
oh
Cassandra, can you read the chat, please, real quick, before Alex takes off?
All right, I'm finna go cook my breakfast, y'all. I'll
Read
see
the
you
chat.
later.
Oh, I was eating the whole time. Y'all see me
okay.
eating
Again,
them
we have our
blueberry
12
pancakes.
o'clock. We have our 12 o'clock lunch club today, and then we have DCPL at 1:30. So please check those out. Okay, everybody.
Okay. Alex.
Everybody, thank you for coming on this morning and spending time together with each other. God bless
Yes.
Thanks
you
for
and have a
hosting.
blessed day.
You
You
too.
do the
Bless you as
same.
Everybody.
well.
I see it.
Tomorrow, 9 o'clock.
This the best
Okay,
time to catch
Alex.
me.
All right.
Have a good
Good to
day.
see you tomorrow.
Okay.
So,
It's
See you
nice to
later.
see
see
y'all at
everybody.
lunchtime.
See you at lunchtime, everyone.
I ain't see Dolores.
Okay.
All right.
Bye,
Have a
everyone.
good day.
Bye.
Yeah, I have